A warm welcome to Sit Still Look Pretty New York episode. This is the first episode going out in New York City. And before I start, I want to say Happy Diwali to everyone celebrating at home and in Tamil as always, as I do it. NYC Diwali Nanvaltuka from New York. It kind of feels really a little bit nostalgic because I kind of miss home so much during this period, but the show has to go on. So today, we have really a very cool episode coming up for you guys with two founders of a very cool business. But before I go into it, get them talking to you guys, I want to give a warm introduction to the both of them. So here it goes. Meet Viraj and Varsha and Arjun Gupta, who's not here, but he's also one of the founders, the brilliant minds behind Fonty's Deli, the Deli-inspired concept that's redefining what it means to blend culture, comfort, and creativity in the heart of New York City. At Fonty's, you'll find everything from garam masala and amul cheese to inventive sandwiches like the Bombay, the tuna melt, and chicken tikka, each one adding a dash of Indian flair to New York's classic deli culture. It's a story about taking roots from home and planting them in a new city where every sandwich, every spice, and every smile tells a story of their own. So welcome to the podcast, guys. I am so happy to have you guys here.
Thank you so much.
Super
Hi,
excited
guys,
to be
and
here.
happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Growing up, what was Diwali like in your own households, and how has that kind of changed today, now when you guys are living in New York City?
So I come from a non-religious household, and Diwali for us was a festival of light. That's what my grandma did. We lit diyas, lit up firecrackers a little bit, and just like family got together, we went to, it's also Lakshmi Puja on the same day. So for us, we all used to go to our dad's offices and do a little puja there, like a Lakshmi Puja, and would come home and all the cousins would, usually it was my house where everybody would come. My mom would host it, we would all come to my house and we would just play games and then play cards. When we were little, we would play board games and we started playing cards, and then we just ate all night. It was just family coming together and having a blast every year. That's literally what we did. And now in New York, when I moved here, this is my home now, so I wanted to bring my growing up home over here. So I started doing the same thing. I invite everyone over. Everybody comes, including Viraj and his family. They come over. We eat food. We make big meals, and then we just play cards all night. That's what we do.
So nice.
Very similar to her. I mean, even though we grew, I think, not poles apart, but a long distance apart from Northeast to where I grew up in Pune. I grew up in Maharashtra. Where Diwali is pretty big. My roots are Goan, where hospitality is pretty big. Okay. And it was less about the diya and the religion part of it, but it was more about culture and more about people hanging out together. Yeah. Just like you said, Lakshmi Pujan is the same day as the first day of Diwali. And I think just like her parents, my family's in business too. So Lakshmi Pujan was very big for us. We used to celebrate Lakshmi through my parents' shops. And then everyone used to come home. And then there's Bhai Dooj, which is also celebrated as the brother-sister bondage. Yeah. And the whole point of Diwali was not just lighting diyas and sparklers and the firecrackers and everything, but also celebrating over amazing array of food and a lot of people. Yeah. And honestly, when I came to US, I would like to say that a lot changed, but nothing really did, because at the end of the day, the essence remained the same, which is we're bringing people together. Yeah. People like my friend circle, including Arjun Varsha, they already knew what Diwali stands for. So it was all about just getting together and celebrating the joy of togetherness, which lights up our life, which is in essence lighting up your everything. And that's what Diwali stands for. It's about the festival of lights. But light is not just lighting up a diya. It's about lighting up your life.
He's making me so emotional now. I feel the next few seconds, I might start crying or something. Because, no, but jokes aside, this is my first Diwali away from home. So it's what I was reflecting about, what you guys brought up. I'm not kidding you guys. A week ago, whereby I was thinking about how did I take this for granted? Being together, coming together over like a meal, whereby you kind of, when you've done it for so many years, it kind of feels like, it's ritual, like every year everybody comes together, we have food together. And then now when you suddenly wake up one day and you realize that, wait, I'm not gonna be with my family. There's not going to be a huge platter of food. Then it suddenly hits you to realize that, do you actually realize how lucky you were? So in that aspect, I want to ask you guys, your first Diwali after you guys moved, like, how was it for you? Like, just as like a fun question.
Oof. I moved here 17 years ago.
Okay.
Long time back. The school I went to was very, very aware of what Diwali is. So we celebrated it. And I was the only brown person. No brown person becomes a chef or goes into hospitality. I'm sorry. Like, I have to voice it out loud. I was the only brown guy in the school. But all my white friends, just so call them, knew about Diwali. And so did the school. So we burst out sparklers. You know, we made some biryani, some home cooked food. There's a combination of Korean food with Indian food and everything. But at the end of the day, it was, again, everybody coming together and celebrating in the Great Hall at the Culinary Institute of America, which is a beautiful hall. That was my experience of Diwali. So I kind of felt extremely nostalgic because they weren't familiar faces. But at the same time, I felt at home in New York. So that's why New York feels like home from day one for me.
I think one thing I do appreciate about New York is the fact that they make the celebrations known. It doesn't have to be something that is like nobody knows about it, nobody talks about it kind of a thing. So that's nice. What about for yourself? When you first moved, the first Diwali, how was it?
So my first Diwali was actually not in New York. It was actually in Vancouver. We were filming The Magician over there. And I was working in the costume department. And I went to work in the morning, really upset. I was like, oh my God, it's Diwali. Nobody's wishing me. Nobody even knows this is Diwali. I'm not dressed up. I was really bummed and really sad. I was missing my family. I kept calling them all day. And I was like, because I knew they were having a blast back home, like playing cards and having fun and all, family together.
Oh, cards.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And then when I came home that evening, so Arjun, my husband, back then we were engaged, we were not married. He had lit up the entire house. Wow. We had this beautiful house we were living in, and then he lit up the outside, he lit up the entire house, and then he had like a setup for Rangoli that he got arranged for me.
So sweet.
I don't know where he found everything. And then he had ordered Indian food for us. And then we did a little celebration of Diwali, which was special and different. I was really bummed all day, but Arjun really made it up. He was like, oh, I got you all the way here, so I need to make this special for you. But then the following year, I was back in Vancouver, back with the same people. And this time, my dear friend, who was also the designer on the show, she was like, I'm throwing the Diwali party at my house. She's French, Italian. She had no idea what to do. She's like, I have no idea what to do, but it's my apartment. Varsha, you're in charge. Do whatever you want. So we had a big joint celebration where we invited everyone we knew to her apartment. She took up the lead. She ordered food for us. I cooked a little bit, but it was literally like bringing people together. Yeah. We were in costume, so we picked up tons of fabrics and dressed everyone up at the party. Put everybody a little bindi, put them in sari. It was really special. So we create your home wherever you are. Yeah. It's hard, but the good thing is we were not rigid about this is how Diwali is done and it has to be done this way. Yeah. Wherever you are, you just kind of fit accordingly, right? You got to change and you got to just adjust whatever you have available.
I was just going to say, it kind of really feels like wherever you are, you make it your home and you create your own meaning behind Diwali. And I think it kind of explains from both of you guys. But now that we are done with that, I want to move on to one of the most exciting things that we are here to talk about, okay? Firstly, I have to say this. I chanced upon Fonty's true social media reel that came out on my feed. And I was like, wait, there's a new Delhi. They are saying it's Indian. And then I saw the camera pan and it's a long line of people queuing up over there. Okay. And I'm like, So just as I am figuring it out, believe it or not, I received like a message from another one of my friends, and she's like, "You said you were craving Indian food. Have you heard about this?" I clicked the video. It's the same thing that appears on my feed, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I want to check it out, you know. And then I went to read about you guys and things like that, and I was so like. I think the concept itself, it's so unique, you know. So before I dive into all those kind of things and we talk about how it originated and things like that, I want to know, how did you guys like come together? How was food being like a topic of discussion, you know? Like how did this happen?
I think food connects everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about what you do, what your titles are, where you are, but at the end of the day, food connects you. I think that's a classic example of how the four of us, my wife and Arjun and Varsha, all of us, four of us came together. Like I said, we met at a common friend's birthday party. And I knew Arjun through magicians. I mean, I knew of Arjun through magicians and How to Get Away with Murder, like Nurse Jack, like a few other places. And I'm like, I know Arjun. And I know of Arjun, and I'm a pretty big fan of him. And there's this down-to-earth guy just sitting in a corner with Varsha, and I go there, and I'm like, I know of you. And I'm like, and Varsha is like, hi, I'm Varsha, I'm his wife. And I'm like, hey, great. And then we all just talk about the entertainment industry. We talk about food, you know, and it just clicks. And then luckily we find out that we live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
Literally
I think
block
we
away from
immediately
each other.
started connecting over food. I remember like Viraj and I having a conversation because I was moving towards the food industry. I had left costume and I wanted, so I just started chatting with him because I knew he was in the food world. So we just started chatting about food, and we immediately like connected, and then we invited them over for like chai and chat to our house, and then
we
we
there was
realized
a biryani night over
like
at our place.
I know, and then we realized we lived like a block away. Yeah,
for what, like 2 years, until one fine day we were all having a drink at Gare, which is a cocktail bar in Dumbo, and we each were in our phase of professional life that we were frustrated.
Okay.
And Arjun was in his. There was this acting union going on, strike going on, and Varsha was pivoting her career through being a home chef, and I was the CC of Chacha Matcha and trying to step down and call it. And Arjun was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I have this space and I'm going to open a wine bar or something of that sort. And Arjun and Varsha were both like, we're in.
No, Arjun was like, let's do it together.
Okay.
And I was like, what's happening, guys? We are just having drinks as friends. So why don't we
I was
chat
just
about
to
it
ask
another
that,
day?
Is this like, it's like suddenly like, okay, let's open it.
Like literally, no, it was like that. That day, it was literally like he said he has a space and he wants to open it. Arjun's like, I'm in, let's do it together. So what are you guys talking about? Like, wait a second. We go home and I was like, Arjun,
because friendship comes first. Even my wife was like, Aditi was
and
like.
we are such good friends. I was like, that cannot, like, let's
that
think
can't
this
go down.
through. What are we talking about? But Arjun was like, no, why not? Let's do it. You are in this world. Let's do it together. So we like met in the next couple of days for like a business chat, you know, and then we like, and he was like, wait, so you guys are serious? We were like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then I think exactly a year later, we opened our first spot, Fontenas. We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
And a year later, not even a year, 8 months later, we opened Fonty's.
Yeah, which is another thing I want to ask before I go into Fonty's. When Fontenas happened, how did it feel from something that almost like it was just like a discussion that was going on, and then you guys met and then it opened up?
Yes. Well, starting
first
Fontenas,
we have to start with Fontenas.
Yeah, we have to start with Fontenas. So starting Fontenas was definitely... First of all, I was pregnant when we were building Fontenas.
Okay.
So I was like, what am I doing? I am pregnant. I am building this space with these guys. I kept telling myself, I'm crazy. What am I doing? Like, this is crazy. But also, like, we are very passionate about food. We are very passionate about hospitality in our ways. Like, we are not saying that we are copy pasting from like the hospitality. We use the word disruption all the time. We wanted to create our own way of hospitality. Through food. Like when you go to in any Indian household, I'm sure many other culture, but I can speak for Indian household, the first thing asked to you is always, what would you like to drink? Always, right? Be it water, be it your nimbu pani, be it your chai, coffee, alcohol, depend on the time of the day. But first thing is always, and then it's there, like no matter what, like everyone, from someone who's coming to clean your bathroom to someone who's coming to visit you, every single person gets offered a drink. So beverage was a very, very important part. And so we literally have covered, I feel, all sections of beverage that is possible, that you can possibly have in a menu. But I think it was really hard building Fontenas. For me, I'm going to speak this for myself because I had never done something like this. I used to run a pop-up and home catering business. So for me, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, if Viraj wasn't there...
I'll add, I mean, it was still hard because that was my 37th project in the hospitality business.
Okay.
So it wasn't new for me. But the newness came from the fact that I did not want to replicate a single, just like she said, a single realm or a single principle or a single philosophy of hospitality that I have yet experienced. So the disruption began with finding the right partners, which was Arjun Varsha. And then it began with creating a space that does not look like a restaurant or a cafe or a bar. And then it went into creating a menu that does not feel like a restaurant, cafe, or a bar at the same time. So where do you, like, to me, while I knew everything was new. So I ran into a dilemma or a catch-22 where it was like, I know, but I don't. So how do I go about this? And I had just stepped down from a major career that was, let's just say, paid the bills and gave me a certain lifestyle, to creating what the vision was. And the vision was to create a lifestyle that everyone can relate to through the medium of food, through the medium of drinks, through the medium of space. The question was how. And we did it. The fact is that regardless of, like, we went through issues that, despite my 37 years of experience, like 37 concept experiences, newer experiences came. Newer barriers came, newer troubles came that we all overcame through a matter of hours, regardless of the fact that we were all from completely different dimensions of the whole thing. That's what led me to take the plunge to Fonty's, because we broke even. Not only did we do successful, we broke even in 8 months. It takes about three and a half years to break even in a restaurant, cafe, or a bar in New York City. We broke even in 8 months. And the proof of that was like, okay, if we can shake up a neighborhood and create a hospitality lifestyle through one space, what would it feel like to do something with recovering from our mistakes into another space? And that's what led us to Fonty's.
I am so inspired, like just hearing how, and it's also such like a proud moment from something whereby you guys started to like kind of making it work. So it's really, really so nice to see that, okay, from one thing you guys went to another. But now I want to talk a little bit about, when there's so many hits inside one kind of like a business, let's say it that way. The kind of like struggle is also like one person might want something, the other person might want something else. So it's always going to be like a debate. Of course, when there's an issue, there's three brains thinking about it. But when you want something specific, it might not be necessary that your partner in crime is also thinking the same way. So I guess a question to you guys is, how do you guys kind of manage like differences? That includes like Arjun himself.
I'll take that a little bit. I think to me, I have faith and trust are two big things for me. And they are also pretty hard to come by. To me, trusting and having faith in everybody's superpowers is extremely important. Like, I live in the future and I live in visions. Varsha lives in the present and she lives in converting those into reality. And Arjun connects the dots, each of us through storytelling. So each of us have our superpowers. We are not different in direction. It's same goal, different paths. At the end of the day, it's different strategies that lead you to get a goal. So you don't know how the ball is going to get passed. You don't know how the battle is going to get turned around. All you know is that you have to win. You have to score. And that's where we come from. We have immense trust and faith in, if I may say so, in each other's superpowers. And we have learned it the hard way. We have had our own fights behind the scenes, and we'll have that doesn't mean that we agree on everything. But I think there's an essence of disagreement that should be respected and have faith onto. Yeah, if that answers your question.
Yeah, it
From my
does.
side.
It does.
Yeah,
Well said,
I
actually.
would like to add. So Arjun always says that in every relationship, it's very important, whatever kind of relationship it is, it's very important to ask the question, who cares about this particular thing more?
Okay.
Or if this thing matters to someone in the team more than the other. So for the matter, if I bring up the conversation of our name, Fontenas, we went in debate for months about so many different kind of names that we went back and forth. And I remember Viraj called and said, I think I have a name. And then he said Fontenas. I wasn't very excited about the name, and Arjun wasn't very excited about the name at first. And then he spoke so passionately about why he felt, the reason why he wanted to name the space Fontenas. He cared so deeply, and it meant so much to him. Immediately, me and Arjun were on board. We were like, yes, if you care so much, we are a team. Like, we cannot forget that we are in the same team. We're not. So even when we fight or disagree about something, we keep reminding each other, hey, but we are on the same team. So that I think is the most helpful in any partnership for that matter. Like, even as a couple, I always say that. Me and Arjun always talk about this, and as business partners, we always talk about it. And even like when we do our menus or we do like a new drink or something, we check with each other. We make, or sometimes like I remember I called them over once and I was like, I'm making guys breakfast, and then it was like the Bombay sandwich, and I was like, should we put this on the menu? and he was like, yes. And he did the same thing, like for Fontenas. Like, he invited us over for dinner, and there was this beautiful spread of khichdi bowl, and he was like, should we put this on the menu? And I was like, yes. Like, so a lot of
and both
things,
the items are top sellers.
And our top sellers, yeah. And also, like, we sometimes make a dish together, and like, I have an idea in my head, or he has an idea, and I'll be like, oh, you want to add a little bit of this? Or he'll be like, and let's add a little bit of this. We literally like just like play along, and then it's there. So I would not ever say that something is mine or my idea, or something is his or his idea. We do everything together. I've had so many people ask us, like, who created this dish? And I'm like, we created it.
Nice.
Like, there is no Viraj, Arjun, or Varsha who created it. We created it as a team. So we always remind ourselves that we are the same team.
Yeah. I think that kind of also very nicely goes into the success of what you guys are doing, because I'm a strong believer that when you're working together and you say it's a we and not a me, I feel like half the battle is kind of won over there, because like you kind of, that shows that you guys share the problem. You guys kind of also share the happiness together when things are doing well. But
and
now,
if I may add,
sure,
at the end of the day, your vision is separate from you. You also have to understand that, because at the end of the day, it's going to move on, and you are not going to. You're going to stay where you are, or you're going to pass on. But the vision will move ahead, So you're much, like, your vision is way bigger than you are. So even when the name happened, I remember that conversation. I came so prepared. I'm like, I'm going to defend the name. I'm going to do this. But all I had to say was like, Fontenas is extremely personal. And Arjun was like, if it's personal, that's what our company is going to be. And then it became Fontenas, a fountain around which the community gathers. And then
I was just going to say, you guys are teasing this too much. What is the story behind
a mini fountain where the community gathers, like Washington Square Park, like West 4th Street, like where at the end of the day, all the parades end and you gather around the fountain. Same, it's a Latin Quarter in Goa, but that's not where the name came from. That is where the name came from, but it's not what it stands for. It stands for a little fountain where the community gathers, whether it's the plaza in Madrid or the plaza in Portugal or the Washington Square Park in New York. It's the little fountain where everyone comes together. And that's what's personal to us. And that's what we are aligned on. At the end of the day, that's the vision, which will move on beyond us.
Now I have to ask, what is the inspiration behind naming it Fonty's then the next one?
So Fonty's is basically a short from a Fontenas. Like short of Fontenas, Fonty's. It was literally like, I think, a passing conversation that we had at some, I don't even remember when did we land up on this name exactly. But it was like, oh, we should have a sandwich
I'll give
shop.
credit to Arjun on this.
Yeah, it's like, let's have a sandwich shop, call it Fonty's. And we were like, done. That's it. You know, we should record
we
a
have a
conversation.
lot of ideas in our pipeline. that
And we
just
should
throw
record
You
our
guys are making
conversations.
this seem so easy. Like, we just gathered, we kind of came with this name, this is what happened.
No, when Viraj was like, hey guys, I think we might have had a couple of places that looks good for Fonty's. In my head, I was like, he's not being serious. Let's go see, but it's not serious.
3-4 years from now.
Let's see, 3-4 years. We can't open a space. We're not ready for that.
8 months,
And then
boom, you're ready.
I'm the one who was just like, oh no, we got to open this here because I fell in love with the space.
Okay.
I was like, listen, this is it. We got to do it. Fonty's. And then we just like started creating a character. Like we were like, oh, Fonty is a person and it's Fonty's. It's Fonty's Deli. Like it's this person who's a chef. And then we just started creating a story and then we made a character.
Fonty's is all of us, basically. I think Fonty's is somebody who, you know, you work your ass off, literally, regardless of who you are. You literally work your ass off. And then you go home and you either eat comfort food. It could be anything. It could be cup noodles or it could be a sandwich. To me, it was sandwich. To her, it was like khichdi bowl or, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
But Fonty's is a character who they worked their ass off and literally went home and cooked comfort food. To us, that was sandwich. Just 2 slices of bread. Sometimes it's an omelette. Sometimes it's just cheese. Sometimes it's just leftover food added into it. But it's a sandwich. And then you're watching an amazing Netflix series and you're cozying up onto the bed and you're getting ready for your next 9 to 5 or 8 to 7 or 8 to 8 or whatever you want to call it. And that's what Fonty, the character, became. Somebody who embodies all of us, that you know, lives in the city, knows what it is to be like, oh shit, I forgot my toilet paper, but I'm going to run down and get it while I make my own food while it's getting baked in the oven. Fonty's became that character, and Fonty's was the shortened form because it was a mini version of Fontenas. It was Fonty. So we thought, let's combine both, create a character that everyone can relate to. And even in Fonty's, all the items you see on our shelves, we use them in our sandwiches too.
Love the concept, I have to say, because it is very, very relatable and very true. For an example, even for myself, like after a long day when I come back, like the last thing I really want to be like thinking about is what do I cook now? Like I just want something that is like easy, simple. At the same time, I want something that tastes like home, like in the sense of like have like some kind of Indian flavor to it. So I feel like you guys kind of like nailed the concept and like very nice sharing of the concept. But I want to ask this question, like you guys said it was 8 months and y'all opened the next thing, right? So my question to you guys is, how do you guys know that this was the right time to take the leap from like one business to another, being born in such a short interval? Like what made you guys think that let's go for it?
Feeling ready is a decision.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not an option. It's not a feeling.
Okay.
You know, you are never ready. You know, like I think of a family and I always think, will I ever be ready? I will never be ready. I will decide to be ready.
I know, that's so well said,
you know?
yeah.
And that's what happened with the space. You know, we saw the space and Varsha was like, holy shit, this is awesome. There's an opportunity cost here. The opportunity cost was way too big in New York dollars. But this is where our founders' superpowers also come into play. I know lease negotiations, so I went hard on those.
Nice.
Literally hard on those. We got selected among 15 other applicants who were bidding way higher than we were. And then we, again, at the end of the day, it takes a village. It's you see the three of us, or the four of us, but it's not just the four of us or the three of us. It's a village. There's the general contractor. There's the architect. There are people who believe. Our marketing team, Mishka and Nikhil. They from 24 Helps. They saw where we are going. It's the landlord himself. To trust in a 10-year lease, it takes a lot because you are giving the space to somebody who's bidding the lowest with the highest possible dream. So the calculation doesn't match. It's a disruption in its own way. So it all adds up without actually adding up. You don't know what the equal sign is going to be, like in an algorithm, but you know that there is an algorithm. Yeah. You control what the outcome of that algorithm is going to be. And that's when I think you take the leap. Personally, as an entrepreneur or somebody who loves to do this, everybody asks us if you're crazy to do this. I am a little crazy.
I think you have to be crazy to do something.
But
I was just
exactly
our
point.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. Like, if you can't be crazy, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So when we broke even in 8 months with Fontanas, we shook up a neighborhood that's Dumbo, which is really hard to shake up. And we saw this place in West Village that embodies every aspect that we wanted to embody. A home, a place, a niche, a marketplace, all at the same time. We thought it's time to make a move.
Yeah,
Take the leap.
Yeah, we signed the lease, and then I remember I was like, "Oh my God, it's real! We are actually doing this." And then we're doing this. Let's go ahead. Obviously, it's always ups and downs. Lots like we had a little bit lesser than we had with Fontanas. I think there were much more ups and downs with Fontanas than with Fonties. We kind of knew what we were doing at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with Viraj. You're never ready. You have to tell yourself, "I'm ready. Let's do it."
With this kind of things, especially starting your own business, whatever it is, there's this risk factor that all of us like kind of play with, in the sense of there will always be, if this goes down, I need to have an option B. I'm just curious to know, some people are complete risk takers where they will be like, I don't have option B, it's option A and it's option A and I'll figure it out. With both your businesses, was there ever like if this fails, like there is an option B, or was it always like, we'll figure this out, we'll get this going, we will rise no matter what?
For me, it was new career path, and I was doing something new. And I know myself, I only do something if I really believe in it. So when we spoke about our concept, I believed in it. I was so confident about it. I didn't want to think of option B. For me, I like to manifest positivity. I'm like, no, we are successful. We're not going to be successful. We are successful.
That's why she's my optimistic
we are
partner.
going to do. He's like literally the day of opening Fonties, he was like, what if nobody comes? No, what if nobody comes? I was like, nobody comes. And then once people taste it, they're going to love, because we love what we do and we're doing something great, and then they'll come. So we might not have a line on day one, but trust me, we are going to have a line in few days because our food is fantastic and people want good food. It's as simple as that. For me, I am that person who doesn't keep option B, because option A, I put all my energy, all my confidence in option A. And I know, I'm not saying that it will, I know it's going to do well. Otherwise, I know I'm not a part of it. Like for me, I feel that confident if I do something. There are multiple ideas I've rejected. I'm like, there's no way, because I didn't believe in it. But if I believe in it, for me, it was like, this is it. I know it. And our partnership, the three of us, the way three of us think differently, but also so aligned with things. When we all like immediately are like, yes, it's like, come on, guys, we three such different people. If we agree on it, there are a million other New Yorkers that are going to agree on it. So we don't have to think about it too much. Like, that's who I am. Not Arjun and Viraj.
No. We are. That's why we are very different. I am very cautiously optimistic. I'm an opportunist. I'm not a pessimist or an optimist at all. I'm a very opportunist. So I don't think of option B ever. I do think of plan B, plan C, plan D through option A. If I choose one path, and there is no other path to take. But there are lanes we can immediately draw if something goes off. So I come with plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. Should something go off? Just like she said, like, I was very afraid, like, nobody would come up. We had a plan B for that. And if still nobody comes up in 3 months, I had plan C for that. But I had no plans for lines down the block.
No, that we did not have
I
plans.
have to talk about
literally telling you
that.
that.
What was the both of your reaction? Even Arjun per se. How did you guys react when you guys like saw that long line? How has the journey been for you guys?
Oh
so
my
far?
God, I still
crazy.
react with a surprise.
I know.
Every
We're always
weekend.
like, guys, there's a line outside.
Every
guys, there's a
weekend I go
line.
like,
It's like, oh my God. Like, I have worked on the sandwich counter, be like, is the line done? Is the line done? We wanted it, but we didn't expect it.
Yeah.
We wanted a line, but literally it's not something we expected. Day one, yes, we invited people. It was different. Day one line was, we created that line, we invited our friends, we invited our family, our friends invited their friends. So we were not surprised by that, but we were surprised because it rained like crazy, but people still stood there. So that's what was surprising. That's when we felt like a community, coming and supporting you.
Yeah.
But on day 2, I remember it was Sunday and I was home because I have a 1-year-old, and he called saying, there's a giant line outside. I was like, why today? Yesterday was our opening, but today is a Sunday. And he goes, no, the line is like down 2 blocks. Like, what do we do? And I was like, oh my God. So,
and we still thought it was going to be a spillover from the day before.
Like, we were like, oh, because of the rain, some people didn't come. So maybe they came today. But the line never stopped. It's continued.
Weekend
like,
after weekend, we get the same line.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong, we get the bad reviews, we get the hate.
I mean, standing in the line for like 2 hours, if we run out, because we, especially in our week 2, till week 2, like, we couldn't keep up with the production. We were still new. We're still like teaching our staff, and we still like trying to ramp up, because also we don't want waste, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't expect. So we've had people get upset that I've been standing for 2 hours, but you're out of this. And we were like, we didn't expect this. Like, we're so
Not
sorry.
much you can
Like,
do.
what can we
Some
do?
people are like, oh, you could have served us. And I'm like, with what? I have no bread.
We
no
literally,
potatoes.
we had a day, we ran out of like the meats, the chicken, bread, vegetables, butter. Like, literally, I ran out. I was like, we don't have green chutney anymore. Like, literally ran out of everything. It was like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
like,
I went around the block and I'm like, please don't stand in line. And they were like, you could have only accommodated us. We caught an Uber. I'm like,
we don't have anything to serve you.
Like... But yeah, sometimes plan A works, but we were not ready for the actual plan.
I feel like this is also sometimes like the very unfair kind of a thing, in the sense of like, when it's successful, people have things to say. When it's not successful,
Of course, people will always say. I have this thing I always say. There's a song in Bollywood's old song, "Kuch to log kahenge, log ka kaam hai kehna." Like, that literally, it's a beautiful song, and it literally, they will say something no matter what, right? So you might as well just do what you're doing, believe in what you do, and you keep doing it, because you are gonna get reviews, bad, good, mediocre, whatever, no matter what.
Yeah. And I feel like ultimately it kind of improves what is being served. It makes it even better than what it was already you guys were having. But I feel like week after week after week, when we see the lines, it kind of shows something so obvious that like the food is good. In New York City, I think personally, when I moved and I saw the food scene here, I was like, my gosh, like, how do restaurants and businesses really survive? Because to me, as an outsider, it kind of feels like it's either you make it or you don't make it. There is no like, you are riding like on an in-between kind of a line. So I guess I want to wrap this whole thing up by asking you guys on like, how do you guys feel about like the food local scene here, the amount of like competition? And probably I want to know like the struggles when you guys initially started.
If I may.
Yeah, please
So
go ahead.
first of all, there are about 35,000 restaurants, cafes in the city. I think the ratio is like every single day.
There's how many years? It was like some years. I can't remember the number, but it's like if you
40
eat
or something,
each meal of your day at a different restaurant in New York, or food establishment, including trucks. I think in New York, it's 38 years or something
Yeah,
like that of
30
your
or
life.
40 years that you spend. Like if you have 3 meals a
Eat
day
3
or 4
meals
meals a
different
day.
every place.
Oh my
Every day.
God. Okay.
And the failure rate is around 68 to 72%
Oh my God.
in the city.
Okay.
You don't want to fall in those statistics at all. Two, I personally don't think there is a competition. Like when I talk about disruption, or when we talk about disruption, and I'll speak for myself, I don't look to anyone as a competition. I do look up to people as inspiration. There are inspiration. There are many sandwich shops out there who I look up to. There are many restaurants out there that I really look up to, from Dhamaka to Sema to like Rowdy Rooster. They are normalizing India. They are contributing to our goal. Then there are fast casuals like Inde. You have coffee shops like Blue Bottle to 787. You have plenty of places to go to. And you don't like something, like even at Fontenas, right? Like it takes about 3 to 4 minutes we serve the best coffee with the best machine. We were the first to get the best digital Mavam and burr machine, all of New York City. I'm very proud to say that.
Nice.
And we get our coffee from Chikmagalur. It's a fantastic coffee, but it's going to take you 3 minutes to get coffee. From J Street, you have 7 other coffee shops that will get you coffee in 45 seconds. Okay, that's not us. Now, if you don't have that time, you are absolutely free to go anywhere else. That's not saying that we don't want the business. That's just saying you have options. We don't want to compete with anyone. We want to get inspired and do our own thing. We want to build our own highway, and I think that's where success is, and that's what we are here for. So.
Yeah, and I think it's a big city, it's a big ecosystem, and there's place for everyone. Everybody is doing something different from the other, and I think we all exist because of each other. So, like any other chai spots open, people are always like, "Oh my God, there's a chai spot open. Are you guys how do you guys feel about it?" I was like, "Great. There are 1 million coffee shops in one neighborhood. Why can't there be 5 chai spots in one big city? I want there to be hundreds of chai spots. I want chai to be as common as people drink coffee. Like, I want chai to be every single lane in New York City should have chai, so that chai becomes big. I don't care if it's Fontenas or any other chai company. I just want chai to be out there. If coffee can exist, I just walked from the station till here, and I literally was like, oh my God, I have coffee options or chai as in like tea options or coffee options, like 2 per block. Why can't we have chai option 1 in a neighborhood at least?
Same with Indian food, right? Like you want to reach a point where Indian food is normalized as regular food.
Yeah.
You're like, when you go to eat a Kazunori hand roll, you are not going to go and say, I'm going to eat Japanese food. You're just going to go say, I'm going to eat a hand roll at Kazunori. What happens to our temple food bowl? That's where Indian food came. India came. Like, temple food bowl is something that can be accessible to you in Nomad, in Soho, in Bryant Park, anywhere. Same with us. Our sandwiches are accessible. You're coming in and you're ordering a sandwich. You're not ordering an Indian sandwich of some particular...
you don't go and say that I'm going for Indian food. You're just saying I'm going for a sandwich.
Yeah.
When you come to Fontenas, you order a lunch bowl. Now that it happens to be khichdi, is just our thing. You want to order a breakfast burrito, it just so happens to be a katirito or a kati roll, is our thingy. But that's the idea of being in an ecosystem. Danny Meyer used to say, like, if I ever open a restaurant, I would open in a valley of amazing restaurants. You don't want to isolate yourself. You want to open in an ecosystem that already exists, and do good and thrive.
Thank you for sharing this, guys, because I feel like right now we live in a climate whereby I feel like it's always somebody trying to like one up somebody else, or trying to like compete with the other person, trying to brainstorm, how should I do better than this person? What am I lacking? But I feel a lot of people fail to come from this perspective that you guys shared about, which is like, why can't we all exist together? You are good at this. I'm good at this. Sure, let's exist in the same ecosystem, like what you brought up, which I
I don't think
Yeah.
it's easy to actually, like, though it sounds very easy to believe in something like this, but I think you got to
Yeah.
teach yourself this. It's not something
Yeah.
that comes to human.
We are hardwired to compete.
Yeah, that's what we do as humans. Like, I guess not just humans, even I watch that with animals or like with anyone for that matter. But we are hardwired to compete, and it's what comes to us naturally. But I think you have to train yourself that, we are all in this together. And it's something I guess we all worked on it to reach there.
We have to end on like a Diwali note. So I'm gonna give you guys like a one-liner kind of a thing for you guys to use this episode to kind of dedicate it to someone who is not with you here in New York, but you want to wish them Happy Diwali. So I'll give you guys like a moment to kind of say who's that person and then say a wish to them.
My family back home, back in India. Very happy Diwali. I really miss them. Diwali is not the same with them, but also we're all creating a new memories. So for my mama, papa, Sunny, Akshata, happy Diwali. And everybody else, but especially the four of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll kick it off with my parents who are actually here right now visiting me. But also my family is huge. Very, very close. All my cousins, Pooja Tai, Priya Tai, like everybody. Like I can't even name them. You will need another 45 minutes. If I only have to name them. But I want to wish all of them a very happy Diwali and tell them to not lose the spirit of family. Regardless of the fact that we get super busy in our lives, our day-to-day, Diwali shouldn't just be one occasion where we just send each other a text, but every day where we just remind ourselves that we are all there. We're not alone. And then we light each other's paths. That's what Diwali is about. So I want to wish them a very, very happy Diwali.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. If anything at all, I had so much fun talking to you guys. You guys will frequently see me at Fonty's for sure.
Love that.
It's like what you guys said, comfort food. Like I think that's something that I think about when I look at Fonty's myself. So you guys, I feel like nailed the concept and it was a pleasure talking to you guys. Have a wonderful Diwali. And I will end it with you guys by saying that thank you for tuning in for Sit Still Look Pretty's episode, and I will catch you guys with another guest speaker and another cup of tea very soon. This is Priyanka signing off. Happy Diwali! And before we wrap up this Diwali special, a big thank you to our giveaway sponsor Anjali Chocolat. Their handcrafted Diwali collection brings together flavors like mango saffron, pistachio, and raspberry rose. Each one made with love, luxury, and a little bit of light. Thank you, Anjali Chocolat, for adding a touch of sweetness to our Sit Still Look Pretty family this festive season.